So let me play the animation and let's decide where we do want to go next. And let me remind you that what we're doing now is we're going to smooth this animation out. That means that we're going to be changing some of the values of the keys to create eases, and we're also going to continue to add some keys and move them around in the timing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add this key here and move the entire thing over there to create an ease. And then I also want to ease this thing out. I'm going to not deselect the head, so I'm only working on the head here, and I'd like to just add some ease there. Also maybe around here I'd like to add a little bit of ease in, ease out of the pose. Not sure about that so much. Yeah. Now I know it was kind of difficult to follow what I was doing because I was doing it really fast, and you have a low quality and low resolution version there. So basically what I was doing, I was just converting this to that. And I did it by playing around with some of the keys. So for example, I would make a key here and delete this key, and then I would get this thing, right? And that gives me an ease. That gives me something more similar to this, and I would play around with the timing a little bit. So that's what I did. I did it rather quickly. You need a little bit of experience to get used to it, but it's really not a very difficult thing, and most animators, in my experience, learn it fairly quickly. So if I play the animation now, I see that it doesn't look so bad, except for the head, which we're going to deal with later. And I can also compare it with the little guy here and see that the timing is sort of the same. Of course, it's much less detailed. Again, we're going to fix this later. But right now what I want to do is to smooth it out because it's linear and you can see the linearness of the timing here. So there's a very cute, wonderful little script that I use all the time. It's called AutoTangent. What it does, I don't want to go too much into it. You can look for it and read about it for yourself. But AutoTangent means that it's sort of like splining it all out, smoothing all the animation, but it doesn't let the curves overshoot like you have when you just use spline. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna select the entire character, select the entire timeline. I'm going to write 0 in the AutoTangent parameter, which means no overshooting whatsoever, and then I'm gonna press the button. It's calculating a little bit, and then I can play the animation and see that it's beautiful and smooth. Alright? As I mentioned before, this is in many cases in low budget productions, it's really enough. You don't have to do anything more except fixing the hat there, which doesn't work. But in this case, also to see how it works, I'm going to add some details to it. And for example, I can go back and re-add the way the eye is, the one eye is blinking a little bit later. Like I'm going to delay it by 2 frames, right, which gives some texture and detail. I can now do all sorts of stuff because now I can move away from the simplicity I kept being into. So here's a little nod that I'm going to do here, like this, and now I can just animate frame by frame, no problem. Choo, choo, choo. Choo. Choo, 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 choo. cartoon, and let's select all the eyes, and they definitely need to be closed all the way through until we get here. Okay, sorry, not this, until we get here. Right, and let's do something about the head. Obviously it doesn't have to, it shouldn't start moving before around here. As you can see, I sort of work in a straight ahead fashion over the structure that I already have, just like I did, just like we could see here. You know, sort of straight aheading some details in there to add some textures and texture and details and so on. I haven't fixed the head at all. Sort of gliding there. So I believe you get the picture of how I work the details in. So now I want to open something I made before. In which I fixed everything. And let me just show you a couple of things. First of all, I choose the entire character, and you can see that there is a key on one of or the other of the elements on almost every keyframe throughout the piece. And of course, if I went in and added that kind of detail when I did the stepped version, it would have been very hard for me to keep working. By adding the details later on and doing the delays and all the nice stuff that gives texture, by doing it later on, I add a lot of flexibility to myself when I work in the first stages, when I create the structure of the animation. And I want to just show you that even though there are a lot of details here, like, you know, like with the eyebrows jumping around and some eye dart thing, and the mustache is doing something, and even the nose is sort of being dragged in like that. A lot of details, really. It still follows. Please compare it to the little icon here, to the little reference guy. It really follows the basic structure very closely, and that is, I think, for me, the way to get rich animation without losing the very readable, very strong structure of poses. So I always try to create a very, very simple structure, and then, if I have time, add a lot of texture and a lot of little rich details to make it fun to watch, interesting to watch. So this is one way of smoothing stepped animation. It's by no means the only way. I might make another part where I show another way of doing it, of doing straight ahead through poses, as they say in 2D animation. But for now, this is a pretty good way, and it works for me most of the times, especially with acting scenes. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's been sort of a long tutorial with a lot of parts in it. I hope you were able to follow it and that you got something from it, and that it will make your life in animation a little bit easier with the step thing. It's really a very strong method, and I think it's worth learning and getting used to. So thank you very much for watching, and please feel free to write comments in YouTube or in my blog, and maybe I'll see you in the next tutorial. Have fun animating. Bye bye.